Sometimes history unfolds in the quietest ways, not with announcements or grand moments, but through objects left behind, forgotten, buried, or misplaced. A tool, a piece of clothing, a note written long ago, each one holding a small part of how people once lived, believed, and understood the world. These artifacts don't shout for attention. They wait. And when they're found, they change what we thought we knew. And this video will go through some of the most amazing artifacts ever found in human history. So let's talk about number 15, the rediscovered Jokyu incident scrolls. Imagine history slipping through human hands and then reappearing where no one thought to look. These illustrated scrolls document the Jokyu incident of 1221, when Emperor Go-Toba challenged the Kamakura shogunate and lost everything. What makes them extraordinary is not only what they show, but the fact that they are the only visual record of the conflict. Created centuries later during Japan's early Edo period, the scrolls translate written accounts into detailed scenes, including rare depictions of Hojo Yoshitoki. In 1939, they vanished from the Kyoto National Museum without explanation. For decades, they were considered lost beyond recovery. Then, in 2020, they resurfaced inside a private home. How they traveled remains unknown. Their return restored more than artwork. It restored a missing visual memory of political rebellion, power collapse, and imperial failure. Few artifacts demonstrate so clearly how fragile historical evidence can be. Number 14, the charred scrolls of Herculaneum. All right, your thoughts can't quite catch this one without effort. These are books that survived a volcano by being burned, but not destroyed. Buried beneath ash during the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE, the scrolls from Herculaneum were carbonized instead of turning to dust. They once belonged to the philosopher Philodemus of Gadara and remained unreadable for nearly 2 millennia. Now, scholars like Philodemus of Gadara are slowly reclaiming his thoughts using advanced imaging technology unavailable even 20 years ago. The fragments resemble lumps of charcoal more than manuscripts, making the process painstaking and slow. Years of work have yielded only small successes so far. Yet every recovered word restores a voice history tried to erase. These scrolls are not dramatic objects to admire in a case. They're quiet victories over time itself. Number 13. The Forgotten Workshops near the Great Wall of Gorgan. Think beyond walls for a moment, because this discovery isn't about defense alone. Excavations near Iran's Great Wall of Gorgan uncovered pottery, coins, metal ornaments, glassware, oil lamps, and animal remains scattered across a former industrial zone. Even kilns and workshop remnants emerged, pointing to sustained craftsmanship rather than military occupation. The artifacts span multiple eras, revealing how the area evolved alongside the wall itself. Stretching 124 miles, the wall surpasses Hadrian's Wall and the Antonine Wall combined, yet its surrounding infrastructure remained largely unexplored until now. Advanced water systems and precise engineering exposed the logistical strength of the Sasanian Empire. These finds shifted understanding from fortress to functioning city edge. What stood beside the wall mattered just as much as the wall itself. The discovery restores balance to a story long told from only one side. Number 12. The Three-Headed Eagle of Finland. Let's pause here because nothing about this object follows expectation. Discovered in 2016 on a Finnish island by a hobbyist with a metal detector, this Iron Age pendant depicts a three-headed eagle, an image so unfamiliar it stunned professionals. Double-headed eagles appear across ancient mythologies, but 3 heads? Finnish legend offers no reference at all. Crafted with deliberate symmetry, the pendant feels intentional rather than decorative. Some speculate the heads symbolize 3 individuals bound together. Others suggest it was a votive offering or a personal memorial. No theory holds firm. That uncertainty is exactly what gives the artifact weight. Ancient objects rarely arrive with instructions, and this one refuses interpretation entirely. Its silence challenges scholars to accept that not all history explains itself. Sometimes an artifact survives simply to remind us how much meaning has already been lost. Number 11. The Royal Wardrobe of the Texel Shipwreck. Forget crowns and thrones. This discovery preserves royalty at its most human. In 1642, a ship carrying wardrobes belonging to Queen Henrietta Maria sank en route from England to the Netherlands. Buried beneath sand off the coast of Texel, the wreck sealed silk gowns, stockings, bodices, and personal items in near-perfect condition. When recovered in 2015, historians were stunned. Textiles rarely survive underwater, yet here they were, colors intact, stitches visible. The garments belonged not only to the queen, but also to her ladies-in-waiting, offering rare insight into court life beyond portraits. Items like a louse comb and an embroidery purse grounded the luxury in daily reality. Together, the collection became one of Europe's most important textile finds. These clothes don't symbolize power, they reveal the people who lived inside it. Number 10. China's Bamboo Medical Manuals. As the name suggests, these artifacts don't whisper comfort. They document trial, error, and brutal honesty. Discovered near Chengdu during subway construction, nearly 1,000 bamboo strips revealed how medicine worked in China 2,000 years ago. Over 700 strips focus on human treatment, prescribing remedies that range from ineffective to outright dangerous. Others concentrate on horses, underscoring their value in warfare and transport. Chili peppers for headaches, bull urine for jaundice. No prayers, no spells, no sorcery. That absence matters. Despite deep superstition at the time, these texts present illness as a physical problem requiring practical solutions. Historians believe the authors followed the tradition of Bian Kui, one of China's earliest medical thinkers. The advice may be flawed, but the mindset was revolutionary. These strips capture the moment medicine began separating belief from observation and dared to stand there. Number 9. The coin that named a queen. As artifacts go, this one breaks a rule no one thought negotiable. Minted between 793 and 794, this silver denier bears the name of Charlemagne, and beside it, Queen Fastrada. Carolingian coinage almost never acknowledged women, yet here her name appears boldly, Fastrada Regina. The decision was extraordinary. Charlemagne excluded even his children from coin inscriptions, making this inclusion deeply personal. Whether it signaled shared authority, affection, or political intent remains debated. What's certain is that the coin rescued Fastrada from near-total historical obscurity. Without it, her influence would remain largely invisible. Now housed in Aachen, the artifact reshapes assumptions about power, marriage, and visibility in early medieval Europe. Sometimes history isn't rewritten by wars or decrees, but by a few engraved letters stamped into silver. Number 8. The Celtic gold ring that refused to stay lost. This Iron Age gold ring sat forgotten in an English cupboard for nearly 30 years after being unearthed in a North Yorkshire field in 1994. At the time, it sold for little more than pocket change. Only recently did experts recognize what it truly was, a 2,000-year-old ring likely worn by a Celtic leader before Rome ever set foot in Britain. Its abstract design links it to powerful tribal groups ruling the region, possibly the Corieltavi or closely related peoples. British museum specialists confirmed its age and significance, instantly transforming it from curiosity into a historical heavyweight. The ring's survival story matters as much as its origin. It slipped through time not because it was hidden underground, but because no one knew how to read it yet. Some artifacts don't disappear. They wait until knowledge catches up. So now let's jump to Number 7. The Jiahu bone flute. Try approaching this artifact without thinking about age because numbers barely explain it. Crafted between 7,800 and possibly 9,000 years ago, the Jiahu bone flute is the oldest playable wind instrument ever discovered. Made from crane bone and pierced with 7 carefully spaced holes, it still produces accurate tones today. That detail alone changes how we imagine early humans. This wasn't noise-making. It was intentional music. Excavated in China and preserved against all odds, the flute suggests ritual, communication, and emotional expression long before written language existed. Some scholars believe it guided ceremonies. Others see it as an early creative outlet. Either way, it became a blueprint. The structure mirrors modern flutes closely enough to feel unsettling. Stone tools may explain survival, but this flute explains humanity. It proves that sound, rhythm, and feeling mattered from the very beginning. Number 6. The Viking iron ingots hidden in plain sight. Try wrapping your mind around this. History waiting decades in a cupboard. While cleaning her family home in southern Norway, Greta Margot Sorum uncovered 32 iron ingots dating back to the Viking Age or early Middle Ages. They had been sitting unnoticed since the 1980s. Uniform in shape and pierced with holes, the bars suggest standardized production, possibly even an early form of currency. Iron mattered deeply in Viking society, shaping weapons, ships, and survival itself. Their bundled arrangement hints at trade or storage rather than scrap. Once recognized, the ingots were transferred to the Cultural History Museum in Oslo for preservation. The discovery reframed how casually the past can hide within ordinary spaces. No excavation, no drama, just history revealing itself during housework. It's proof that remarkable artifacts don't always wait underground. Sometimes they wait patiently on shelves. Number 5. The Minsk time capsule beneath the theater. Imagine an artifact site that behaves less like a dig and more like a layered diary. Beneath a theater in Minsk, Russia, archaeologists uncovered objects scattered across thousands of years, all quietly waiting. A prehistoric stone axe surfaced beside an 18th century comb carved from mammoth tusk, its teeth worn smooth by real human hands. Nearby sat a clay whistle shaped like a duck, likely a child's toy, charming until you imagine the sound echoing endlessly. Coins from multiple Russian eras emerged, along with a flywheel from a spindle nearly 1,000 years old. A long-vanished river once flowed here, sealing older tools beneath protective silt while newer objects settled above. Nothing about the site feels accidental. It shows continuous use rather than a single moment frozen in time. As excavation continues, the ground keeps offering proof that history doesn't arrive in neat chapters. It stacks, overlaps, and refuses to stay quiet. Number 4. The stolen Greek vases that found their way home. 2 ancient Greek marble vases appeared at a prestigious London art fair in 2017, each priced well above £100,000 and presented as legitimate masterpieces. Dating back nearly 2,400 years, the vessels were exceptional examples of lekythoi, prized for their elegance and funerary purpose. Trouble surfaced when provenance records began unraveling. Investigators traced the pieces to a known trafficker convicted years earlier, revealing they had been illegally removed from Athens during the 1970s. Photographic evidence sealed their fate. Despite initial claims of clearance, the sale collapsed under scrutiny. Greece swiftly submitted ownership claims, and the artifacts were repatriated soon after. Their return mattered beyond legality. It reaffirmed that cultural heritage is not a commodity detached from origin. Number 3. The ceremonial wooden mask of ancient Japan. Step carefully into this one because it survived by defying logic. Excavated from waterlogged soil at the Nishi-Iwata site in Japan, this early 3rd century wooden mask is only the third of its kind ever discovered. Carved from a single block of cedar, it features hollowed eyes, a pronounced nose, and a commanding presence. Too heavy to wear, it likely served a ceremonial role rather than performance. Scholars believe it symbolized divine authority tied to early Yamato kingship, a physical stand-in for sacred power. Its preservation is owed entirely to wet conditions that sealed it away from air for centuries. Now displayed at the Prefectural Museum of Yayoi Culture, the mask radiates authority without expression. It doesn't depict a god. It implies one, and that distinction matters. Number 2. The terracotta figures of the Nok civilization. Can you think of a culture known worldwide before anyone even knew its name? The Nok civilization of modern-day Nigeria fits that paradox perfectly. For decades, its terracotta figures circulated through international art markets with no clear origin. Research led by the German Research Foundation has slowly reconstructed the truth. Dating back 2,500 years, the Nok people lived in farming communities, cultivated pearl millet, and devoted remarkable energy to sculpting clay figures, mostly animals, sometimes human, always expressive. Their civilization lasted nearly 1,500 years, then vanished without explanation. No written records survive to explain why these figures were made. Some may represent ancestors, others spiritual symbols, or perhaps something more ordinary. Modern West African burial traditions involving clay effigies offer tempting clues, but proof remains elusive. These sculptures endure not because we understand them, but because they demand patience from anyone trying. Number 1. The Golden Sword Pyramid dropped on an English road. In 2021, a gold and garnet sword pyramid surfaced in Norfolk, England, dating to the 6th or 7th century. Despite being found in Britain, its craftsmanship points toward India or Sri Lanka, revealing trade connections no one previously suspected. Sword pyramids were functional fittings, securing blades to scabbards, and they were made in pairs. Losing one would have been infuriating. Historians suspect a traveling noble dropped it while riding, never realizing until it was too late. Norfolk was then part of East Anglia, a kingdom not known for distant trade. This single object rewrote that assumption. It proves foreign luxury didn't just arrive by invasion, it moved quietly, carried by individuals, slipping from history for more than 1,000 years. Well, this was the last one. Hope you like this video. Now quickly press the like button, don't forget to subscribe. We are truly grateful to you, and we'll see you in the next one.